Phoenix. Like Phoenix, wherever he eggs, Aqua is gonna kill him.
Probably.
Yeah,
I mean, more than like, yeah. I mean,
Bloodlust plus Bubble, any hero in there has like what 150 bonus attack speed.
I kind of like the idea though. It's this idea of the heroes going on them, right? Like the Phoenix is gonna go in, and then the Tiny's coming, and hopefully they have some.
But they need some like something that actually makes use of it, like something like a Faceless Void, something like a Storm that can actually use the distraction. And their army actually likes to play Faceless Void too, which is not too bad against Arc Warden as well.
That's alright.
You get this like Shadow Blade, you can assassinate him.
PSG, LGD.
Weaver. Yeah, there we go.
I mean, Void honestly make a lot of sense now, like even more than before.
Yeah.
Agree.
You might, the thing with Void, like your lineup might just farm too slow. That's what I'm worried about. Like when this Arc Warden, he's gonna get his items. Yeah, there we go.
They do go for it, alright.
Because I like it. I like it a lot.
I agree.
We already spoke about it like in the first phase.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this guy plays like the best Lycan.
And Weaver honestly does nothing against Lycan.
No.
Ogre does nothing, Arc Warden does nothing, Weaver does nothing. Only Earthspirit is a bit annoying if you get stunned, but...
That's a good thing. Lycan doesn't really like... He may not win his lane super hard, but he never loses a lane. If it's 2v2 or even if you just send him middle, like once he gets like level 2 in his passive, like no one does anything to him.
He's kind of he's the perfect sackable lane hero, isn't he? Because you just let him get on with it.
You get like a head risk, you have like permanent 13 HP region.
PSG, LG.
And then 80 damage to last it.
Took up
So
in
they do ban out the Storm. I would have really loved to see a maybe Storm here, but nope.
Yeah, they might actually put the Tiny mid and then like really try to end this game.
It is possible, but it's like super old.
Turn to pick.
Little ban.
Underlord ban. Really good against the Lycan, of course.
It's kind of odd to me, but...
I mean, I think they're either gonna pick like some Ember kind of hero, DK, or they're just gonna put...
Yeah, the Underlord is a little bit of an odd ban considering they've already picked the Weaver.
I guess it does kind of say they just want to push early, right? I mean, that's the one hero that can really just get in there, stop you from doing that.
Yeah, that's actually a thing to think about. They have, like, Secret have no wave clearing abilities really. Like, they can't sit in base and spam spells. Like, when LGD push, they're gonna have to fight them. That's just how it is.
Why Naga Siren?
Well, then they probably would lose, but...
Yeah.
Would you actually like a Naga here? Or are you memeing?
No.
Okay.
I would not like
just checking. I'm just making sure. I'm like,
I would want something with a stun or tiny mid.
Stun and middle. All right. Well, but is that?
I don't know. They're going for the idea that they kill buildings through the bubble. Like they want to finish this game. Like they want to finish this game between 25 and 30 minutes.
Wow.
Latest.
What's good for mid one here? Like actually for the game, like they could pick Invoker that crushes Leshrac in the lane, but it's not good for the game.
No, it's really bad as Lycan.
You can also take the Monkey King.
Could take Monkey King.
Monkey against Lesh is not too good, I think. Quite tough to lane.
We've seen him play in side lanes too, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's not called mid one anymore, he's called side one.
No, actually, Arc Warden, Earthspirit, I think they can...
Yeah, you can put the Arc Warden mid,
really easily. Yeah, so they might just do that. Pick the Monkey King.
Yeah.
But then even then you're against a Pugna.
Oh, is Kunkka really that bad here? Do not like? I mean, he brings team fight, gives you actually catch versus Lycan. No,
I like
Kunkka's
it.
Alright, yeah.
I like it. I like
team
it.
fight. Honestly, Arc Warden, the weakness is that the clone can die really quickly and the hero, but if you have the boat effect and you have these two heroes that just can't die.
Oh, I like that a lot. It's good. I mean, the only hero it's kind of bad against is Phoenix, but...
Whoa, goodness. What are we talking about? I don't know.
What? Sorry guys, what draft were you watching?
What?
I mean, it's a typical Lycan counter, right? It used to like always be picked against Lycan in almost every game, just to lane against him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Zai Bristleback.
Oh, so it's Weaver mid?
Yeah. So Yapzor Spirit, Zai Bristleback.
I think it's a Silent Weaver.
Oh, I don't know, but like I don't know if...
Where does the Ogre go then?
Silent Weaver and Arc Warden mid, I think. Would make the most sense. Because you pressure the Lashrac.
Yeah.
So Weaver is mid one?
Yeah, but he's going to play carry, I guess.
Yeah. Nisha plays middle morphing as well. So
yeah, he does. He knows the matchups.
Yeah, he was a middle player too.
So they're definitely used to this.
Alright, this is hype.
Well, Twitter reckons it's a 73% favoriting of Team Secret.
I mean, I'm going to go for the Secret too. I actually think this Lashrac is just going to feed middle against his Arc Warden plus Earth Spirit, and then he's not going to have a game.
I think this game all comes down to like Zai. Zai is super. I mean, Bristleback and Zai are the exact same. They're either feast or famine. You either die like 3 times in lane and your game's just over, or you just take over and you're unkillable. I think it actually comes down a lot to how Zai lanes.
I like It all depends on how, this lane matchup versus Lycan. I think he should be fine though. So I think I would go with LGD. I think they can pull this off. I don't think this Arc Warden is going to do that much this game.
I agree. If I had to pick, I'd pick PSG LGD. I think they have better team fight, and they have better lanes even. I mean, Chalice, Tiny, that's the one good thing about him. He doesn't lose lanes, support or like middle. He just does not lose a lane.
Okay, both of you on the LGD.
I want a secret.
You're a secret.
Yeah, I think the Lash Racket actually is going to be a non-factor as well, just because of the lane should be terrible for him.
All right, okay. Those are the 3 predictions from our panel members. All 3 have predicted. It's a split decision as far as the panel is concerned. As we head into the first game of the day, ladies and gentlemen, it is right around the corner. Your commentary team are ready.
It brings a tear to the eye every time I see that wonderful intro, and every time I get to cast in Malaysia. It has been so long since I've been in this beautiful country and get to cast in front of a live audience. Kyle, I'm glad you're with me, man.
Me too, man. It's my first time. I don't think we could have got a better game to start things off. We had different twists.
It's not our predictable. But it's like our Terrorblade and PL. We can sort of ignore you. Like one of you guys can be banned, but we get a different draft. We get a Lashrak. We get a Bristleback. We were bouncing through the draft, actually wondering, like, okay, how's LGD going to play this once you first phase a Pugner as well?
There's a lot of different. I mean, it started off a bit stealthy, right? Like, oh no, not again, Arc Warden Ogre. But Lesh, Bristle, like these are 2 of my favorite and most played heroes. I think they both fit what both teams needed in this sort of lineup. Yep. A lot of the prep days, off days rather, were spent conceptualizing how do we beat an Arc Warden, and I would compare it to a Tinker in a lot of ways, in that you need to take down his towers, limit the map, so that the constant clone wave spam doesn't just force you into your base, and LGD is just somewhat all in on that concept, and it's going to be really cool.
It's kind of funny because we were bouncing it around a lot. I know, like between the analysts, where it's like, okay, how do we kill it off? And we're mentioning things like Phantom Assassin, like, okay, like you can just kill the clone instantly this way, but this is a whole different way. It's like, okay, you'll never reach that point. You'll never let the Arc Warden get the double Midas farm, which I think we were saying before, well, you can't contest it, right?
No, the issue with Arc is that he's going to shove your lanes. You can't pick carries like PA that even though you have good matchups, it's like Slark, right? BSJ was like, I mean, we could see it. Like, no, we won't. BSJ.
It's Slark. Come on.
It's not going to happen.
That guy's in the trash right now, but let's get into the game. Game 1 of this best of 3 winners bracket semi-final. The first major of the DPC season. A lot of points up for grabs if you get through. Guaranteed top 3 position, and it escalates the points as you move up every single slot. Not to mention the money.
Yeah, I think this mid matchup is going to be very key. I think Ame is going to be going up against Weaver mid, which is I'd say a split matchup. But the Lesh, to me, we haven't seen Leshrac in how long, but if there was a guy to play it, it's going to be maybe.
It really is. I'm actually wondering, like, if they even keep these lanes, if we start to see that lane rotation. The panel was talking about mid one maybe even taking this to the side lane and playing it more as a core and allowing Nisha to actually jump towards the middle, because, like they're both very familiar with both sides of the role. Like Team Secret don't lock their safe or their mid lane. Good luck, Weppers. We see you on camera, our observer for today.
Well, they're actually both teams. This morning. Both teams are swapping. Well, they're going to put maybe mid, getting a read that, I don't know, they have to expect Weaver there, so we'll see.
They're not going to get many of the runes, though. While they're doing this swapping, in comes Team Secret, looking towards Chalice. The rune's already picked up, and trouble for Chalice. He went for the tree toss. No stuns, no space to be created. Zai moves forward, and they've found first blood. Team Secret open it up, and it's the local boy, mid one, who spills it.
What a fitting way to start off this bracket stage. It's so key on a Weaver as well. It's a very fast bottle he'll be able to pick up, and maybe does win the block mid, but so hard that, there's no glyph anymore on that initial couple of waves. So this isn't as big of an advantage as it used to be, because you can't really double wave effectively. So it's just going to be a trade. Meantime, Phoenix going to rotate back towards bottom.
So we actually get a little bit more of our stable lane. So it will be Ogre and Arc Warden bottom to work against the Phoenix, as well as Lycan, giving Lesh and Weaver into the mid, and that leaves Zai as the off laner. But FY is going to do his best to try and zone him out as the support, but that's why Yapso is there to rotate and make sure that they can get close enough to at least threaten the support and stop the free farm of Chalice on the safe lane? Because this was the other toss-up, right? Like, who's meant to be winning this top lane? Does Zai have a really good lane against the Tiny when you include the Pugna factor?
I'd say you end up trading here. You might see some kills. It'll probably be a bit chaotic, but you get so many stick charges to a Tiny Pugna that they can constantly spam spells. So it's very difficult for a Bristleback to ever really win this lane.
With the avalanche and the tree here combining with the blast. You knew it was going to hit hard. And Zai not respecting the space.
Yep. This is going to be a really cool game to watch. LGD is going to try and just suffocate Secret, take their towers early on, and abuse their high mobility and just really just damage output. They can take towers and rush on very easily, whereas Secret, they're going to bank on that inevitable Arc Warden factor and a bunch of sustain items, most likely going to be purchased by Zai. But if his game is poor, already in a tough spot up top, no one's going to really be able to sit on towers and keep them alive.
Doesn't really feel too like Team Secret would then want to rotate the lanes. Like, Arc Warden needs to be able to scale really well, and like, how is he meant to do that? By moving up top to try and help out a Bristleback for a gank? Does Weaver do the same type of thing?
Well, it's like Weaver is the one that's going to have to get active. Mid one specifically, just finding ways to get active here already. Level 2, he's got a haste rune on his way down bottom.
Yeah, they have an action rune. They'd love to try and find a kill onto X-Nova. With that one creep dying, he's going to hit level 2 and then have Icarus dive. So this gank, it shouldn't work, but they don't force the dive out from X-Nova. Arme stands strong with his support.
Yeah, well done as well. If he's forced to dive there, all of a sudden he's able to be pressured by just the 2 heroes left in lane, but he's too experienced for that.
Mid one at least moves very quickly between the lanes, both Shikuchi and as well as the haste rune, so he doesn't lose that much time in mid, but if you look at the CS difference, it is 16-6 for maybe, and mid one's realized there is a very big sentry ward that almost killed it, but Zai's in trouble up on top. The blast will do the work. No matter how tanky you are, going underneath the tier 1 tower is problematic to say the least.
Yeah, and not only does he have a sentry, but he's got a ward on the high ground as well. So every lightning is going to be able to find the Weaver even while invis on the high ground. So it's a really key advantage.
Mid one's got to get back into this mid lane if they're going to have any kind of chance. Double the CS, the difference. Tiny's been having the time of his life on top lane too. 28 last hits, 10 of them being denies. Zai is 5-2 on this Bristleback. He can't even attack when he gets decrepified and always going to be fearful of the pop damage. Maybe a bit of a rebuttal on bottom lane, but Puppy, does he have the mana? He doesn't actually have it. With stick charges, he would have the mana for a Fire Blast, the Spark Rate, the Wolves stay with him. So Nisha, unable to get this harassment he wants into the Lycan direct.
Yeah, bear in mind, the way Arc Warden works, that Flux spell that's usually maxed out nowadays, it's not effective if you have a unit next to you as you run away, and Lycan will always have a friendly wolf by his side.
Oh boy, Zai, maybe! It's Yapsol coming in from the side. It's still a 1-1 trade-off. The Pugna will fall and Chalice gets back underneath the tower, but Yapsol, he was almost there in the nick of time, but a second too late.
Really nice rotate. Zai is going to have a lot of trouble, but the thing about Bristleback is you can always recover, you can take stacks. You get to a point where they try to kill you, but you get a turnaround while you stay alive. Maybe you run over to a shrine and all of a sudden your game is perfectly even, but right now he is certainly suffering. Only 1,000 net worth, 40 above Puppy, that's not where you want to be.
I don't think I've seen a single Spark Wraith actually hit a hero. Even that point, X-Nova standing on top of it. They move down to bottom lane. Nisha begins his TP. He knows there's no stuns available, and this will allow the TP out.
Nice.
It is the one real weakness of LGD's lineup. Chalice is the only one that really brings an instant stun.
Yeah.
Leshrac, a little bit more of a cast time for it, but he has one too. But that's it.
Yeah. Really well done by Nisha. Not only that, he goes to the tier 1, like just so calm. This is, I believe, his first time on stage at a major as well, so it'd be cool to see how he responds to the pressure.
FY on the run. Puppy's using his illusions to keep that distance nice and close. FY, well, he's in trouble, mainly because mid one's right behind him, continuing the run back past the tier 2 tower, but maybe now Team Secret are in too deep as maybe himself rotates over. The stuns are good onto FY, but he's just hanging around. You'll turn on the Pulse Nova, and Ogre Magi, for all his thickness, will still fall.
Yep. Mid one on that first invis actually. He right-clicked to attack Puppy's illusion to try and deny it by accident, or maybe he can save his Ogre by landing the kill a bit faster. But they 1-for-1, no big deal.
They're going to try and gank up again on bottom lane. X-Nova doesn't have his Icarus dive away, but it's Arme who's the primary focus target. The Spark rates are down. X-Nova's already beginning his TP away to safety. Puppy was looking to cancel it, decides to instead just throw the stun into Arme, allowing mid one to get on a killing spree. That's now his 3rd kill on this Weaver, while Yapsor tries to contest with a 6-minute
nice
rune
block.
over on top, but maybe in a better position. Yapsor's going to look for a deny against Roshan, and he almost got it. The lightning from Maybe ensured the kill.
Man, I love watching these two teams play against each other because even though there's going to be kills and deaths all over the map, both teams are playing the game well. That Lycan death that Ame had, he bought Gloves of Haste before going down. Interest, he loses no gold whatsoever. Yapsor goes for the Roche deny, which is going to be the right play the moment that roll is blocked, but maybe, of course, saving the spell, ensuring he gets that last touch.
Nisha's on the run once more. He'll get hit by that second Fire Spirit. Begins his TP once again. Maybe this is one of these things too we have to start looking towards, is the fact that, well, 1, Zai dies up on top lane with Maybe's rotation, but 2, the fact that LGD's stuns. How's this going to work as mid one is the one getting a lot of farm? You normally need to have like big lockdowns against a Weaver, and this just doesn't exist for LGD. How much of a clock does that put them on to push the towers?
Exactly. They have to bank on not just a push, but their team fight. Whereas Secret, you're going to have 3 heroes just playing lanes. Arc Warden, Weaver are going to rely on their for just mobility, the clone spam. Bristle's just going to be just big and burly, dare you to bring 3 heroes up to kill him, but it's all about making space. How many times do we see Arc Warden just carry a game that looked unwinnable?
Rolling Boulder down the bottom lane. They'll get the kick out on top of FY, but no instant follow-up. Not while he's got the stick charges available. As Ame is going to come towards mid lane against mid one. That's not the lane he wants to be in at all. He needs to be that elite.
This is one of the downsides of running Lycan in the offlane like this. At a certain point, you don't feel comfortable staying there anymore, especially when the enemy supports are Ogre Earth Spirit. They have no real traditional offlaner. They could bring Chalice down there and look to battle. They've warded heavily for bottom has LGD, so this is not an area of the map that they want to abandon.
Do you think that's also a response to the fact that Team Secret are continuously keeping 2 supports on the bottom lane?
Yeah.
Like, it's still the top lane. Like, you got Tiny off to a brilliant start. Can he actually stand his ground as Zai is now able to get solo experience? Because Tiny can't zone out Zai by himself.
No, definitely not. But you're happy getting like 60% of this lane. You don't want to keep playing into a Bristle because it just, you might kill him, but you're going to lose so much health and mana in the process that it's almost as good as him getting counter kills.
FY right underneath that Radiant Observer Ward. Yapsor rolls through. He was actually looking for X Nova as well. FY very quickly dead, and with a Spark Ray chasing down X Nova. LGD do not want to hang around for this. That Sentry Ward they had planted is a little bit too far to the north. They do not see Secret's vision. That's what set it up.
Yep, and they also saw Nisha on their own ward, and the moment that Secret responds with their mid player, you need to ensure that you don't heavily commit because you can get punished very hard. But the bright spot is maybe still top net worth in game. Very farmed, as is Chalice, but you can't really do anything just yet for LGD. You want that blink on Tiny, you need preferably the HOD, which is just now completed by Ame, but he still needs that level 6.
But so, like, where does that initiation you're talking about, but when can LGD also force down buildings?
Yep.
When the Lycan gets stronger, Puppey under the cover of smoke managed to slip in behind the line to get an Observer Ward down. The fact his smoke broke, probably knows the X-Nova's neighborhood as the Icarus dive forward. Pugner managed to get the Nether Ward down, not enough stuns. Mid one will do the damage and says cooching through the Pugner, but support is always there. Support for support going down. As Maybe just turned on the Pulse Nova, burns all the mana he's got. Or half of it.
Yep, Bounty Runes are going to be spawning in 20 seconds.
Mid one's being a real pain in the butt, trying to steal the Ancients from Ame and continuously harassing down this Lycan. Helmet the Dominator is nice, at least you got a clap. The mid one's going to keep the pressure on and force LGD to react to them and not the other way around.
I like what he's doing here. He's just trying to ensure that he gets these bounties. He'll get the one. In the meantime, Secret, Zion, Puppey, they shrine up and then they take theirs. So they'll claim 3 as a side.
Yeah, that's really good for mid one too. Like all the harassment damage he takes is 2 bottle charges and it's 2 full bottles.
Yeah, I like the way he's playing. He's been abandoning mid to ensure that his Earth Spirit can get that level 6 ASAP. That's the big tool Secret has to contest the inevitable LGD pushes, and here comes a big one.
Careful
right
with
now.
mid one. He's right underneath that Sentry Ward. They see him, but it's the Invis Rune of Lashrak. Does he try and go for the stun over onto mid one? Can't really find it.
Oh, wow.
Mid one backs around the side. Invis has still got another good 10 seconds left on it, and he just stands still, waiting for the stun from Maybe. They explode. Mid one, a big streak to take, and it all goes into the hands of Maybe, but Secret, they're bringing in support. Bloodlust up the tower, try and force him back. Netherward's still in position. So spamming abilities not what Secret really want to do, but They may have no other choice.
And here's the power of Arcord. Unlike a Tinker, yeah, you can bubble your towers twice, and there's Yapzor level 6. He's not revealed on the daytime vision just yet. Now he will be. And if you're LGD, you got to be scared. He represents a ton of damage output, and I don't know if you're comfortable taking this sort of fight until Chalice is ready to get here.
It is amazing how fast he gets levels too. Like he's approaching level 7, but it's the fact that the Earth Spirit hasn't been shut down. You've already got the Magnetize on the field, while Phoenix doesn't have Supernova available just yet.
Yeah.
It's all taking a little bit more time for them. FY also shy of the level 6 mark. Not that his is the big one. Yapzor rolling Boulder in towards mid, looking for maybe able to get the kick. Mid one's going to be right on top of it, turn on the Pulse Nova, but Magnetize as well, trying to keep him silenced up. Can't toggle, can't switch. Mid one just wants one more hit, but the Magnetize with the rock down, it's enough. Yapzor, in Yapzor style, once again, ensures a kill for the support team.
Yeah, really well played. He made sure to get just in range while tanking tower to grab that Urn Charge as well, and the aggro tips.
Yeah, they've been bouncing him back and forth a little bit. There is at least some fun between these teams.
Well, bottom lane FY, he'll be fine. He's keeping out just in time.
Yep, he'll survive. The double damage rune as well. Mid one will be able to bottle up and secure. This opens up for more contesting, and this is not what Ame wants. Yapzor, was that a blind roll-up? He just felt it was right, and Lycan will fall. Team Secret, they are being so aggressive when it's meant to be LGD, who are meant to be queuing themselves up to get in there, and now maybe they can. Blink daggers on Tiny.
That was actually a sick play from mid one. He scouted with the Weaver Bugs because he had a bottle charge going, found the Lycan, and all of a sudden, as you said, collect a free kill.
And then he looks for more. Double damage, chasing after maybe. Wants to keep his distance. Remember, this is nighttime, so maybe won't know exactly, but the DD's only got another 5 seconds left, so it's not long to fight.
Yeah. Bear in mind, this is a Hood Bristleback. You're no longer really able to threaten him with all of LGD's cores, the exception to that Lycan. But we saw when his ult fades, you no longer really have the ability to stay in a fight, and that's where Lycan was heavily nerfed. We saw this hero a ton a few patches ago, but 130 seconds on your level 1 ult, like heavily punished if it's ever wasted.
But into the bubble, Charles will have to blink it pretty hard now the bubble's gone. That is the real Arc Ward, and instead they go underneath the tower in the mid. Earth Spirit really survived, able to get a double kick off. Then the follow-up stuns the towers doing the damage to Charles, and Zai has arrived. They want to get the hell out of here. X-Nova, no Icarus dive available. He may have to Nova just to survive. You've got the extra support, FY's nearby. X-Nova still on the run, trying to get up the river. There finally goes the Nova and maybe arrives. Hits the stun, they're draining outside. The Hood makes him tanky, but Lycan's doing the same type of fighting. Nisha and Zai, 2 cores to fall, and they're not done yet. The captain of Team Secret is not home and host. The army runs forward, and Puppy will fall. LGD finally getting some aggression, but are we really done? Mid one, as she juke around the trees for maybe. Yulsep is up, they look for the stun. Yes, the silence, cancelling the split Earth. There to save his core. They don't have many stuns, and when you're silenced up, they basically had none.
Really well done there by Ame, specifically rotating in to ensure that he would be there in time for the pincer. Mid one, a little bit of tunnel vision. He's chasing down the LGD cores, but all of a sudden there's a Lycan on your face, and that's why we saw TNC pick up this hero earlier in the tournament. It was successful even though they lost the game, and I think that this is what LGD prepared, expecting for that Arc Warden first phase. And it's just all about keeping the pressure going, maintain tempo. And you can see right here, look at Ame. He's going to ult from the low. He's going to ult like right about now, and he's got that Centaur creep. Mid one still chasing. He's thinking about killing the egg, but all of a sudden, stunned up, and you're just dead. And we saw, though, the power of the double Necro book in that initial engagement. I mean, even though Arc Warden's one of the strongest late game heroes, you still apply so much damage output with just that one item pickup, which, again, in previous patches, was made significantly cheaper. That's why you see it picked up first.
Yeah. But also we saw the power from Ame. Wonderful thing, but also this last little play from Yapzor. The perfect silence timing. And LGD, they would have liked to continuously claim more. If they got all 3 cores from this push, Secret would have been really reeling. Instead, the advantage, it does get to swing the way of LGD. It's been pretty close the entire way, but now it's like 2.5, 3K. There's your yours, but you're going after a bristleback. Like, good luck.
And you can see that's the reason it's 10th picked here, up by Secret. You can just plant a Hood Bristle with treads. He's got 1400 health, a ton of resist. They have an Arcane Rune right now on the Lesh. Maybe wants to get aggressive, take some objectives. Weaver top, and Arc Warden in a triple camp. You know, Secret's totally fine preserving the status quo. It's LGD that feel pressured to make moves.
Mid one breaks the smoke on two, has no vision around the tree line, so Charles just blinks forward. There's Yul set to run. Will they connect on the stun? Yes, they will. No time for time lapse. Meanwhile, FY is pressuring that bottom tier 2 tower. He's got the nether ward down and trying to protect himself while the catapult's there. Just blast, do damage, force rotation, but here comes Yapsor. Connects on the stun. FY will not get away. But he still did such heavy damage to this tower. Yep. Even with the fortification, it slows down the push on top. But
and not only that, he forces the Earth Spirit TP. Yes, you die, but you're trading for that 20 seconds your team now gets up top. And you got the tower damage, as you mentioned. So no longer can you defend this tier 1. That's the sort of high-level play that both these teams are adept at making. Always trying to put pressure in more than one lane.
Puppy, stuns coming in, mid one finishes TP, but thanks to the sentry ward on the hillside, LGD are fully aware. They throw down an extra sentry ward next to their ops. They see exactly which direction mid one's going. LGD just have all the information to make the best decisions.
And it's so cool, you can sort of feel the flow of the game as these teams recognize when they're strong. LGD knows they have that time. They saw Yapsor rotating over through that ward they have mid. They back out 5 or 6 seconds before he would have been in range, and Secret can't chase because there's Ame now with his ultimate ready, looming in the wings in the event that they were to over pursue. And it's just really cool to watch how these teams have such a great read on how they need to play, where to take losses.
So what's that next timing then? We say like LGD is now in a good spot, so Secret looked for the early aggression, they got some of it. Now LGD are back in the fighting seat. Can Secret still delay? The Mines is done on the Arc Warden. Yep. Do you just create space? And how do you actually do that?
Just keep doing what you're doing. I love the way LGD warded. When you're playing against the type of lineup Secret has, you want to place deep lane wards and try and ensure that you can get into the enemy jungle before they're able to push out your lanes far. So they have this one fresh one up top that's going to see that, I guess like side jungle camp area. That'll try and protect their woods. They have another one on the other entrance to their jungle. They want to ensure that that standard Radiant mirror move when you invade enemy jungle isn't going to be able to go unpunished.
They're going to come over now. Ame was trying to scan out with his wolves, just ensuring that Roshan's not being done. Will also start stealing the Ancients away from Team Secret. Zai is tasked with defending the mid, and there are multiple hoods up. Zai's got both Vanguard as well as Hood, but mid one also committed into buying the Hood before he started going into even like Dragonlance, before anything else.
Yep, I don't blame him. It's all about survivability. You trust that you will have the damage if you can just kite through the Lycan ult, live through the Leshrac mana pool, the Phoenix Egg.
They're looking towards bottom lane. Team Secret would love to have a fight here.
Yeah.
Second TP, actually it was the third TP. Third movement of Team Secret was actually cancelled. I don't know if that was intentional. I think it was it mid one TPing out towards the shrine? Either way, it got cancelled out, so Team Secret were looking to have 3 players to try and chase down the Lycan, and they ended up only having the 2 supports.
Yeah, and another thing to keep in mind is that Secret, once they always have either Yapsor or Zai on some hero that's going to buy team fight items. They're going to have a Hood and a Crimson Guard finished up real soon. No one on LGD can afford to buy these items, so you're going to get to a point in the mid game where Secret's going to just have a Pipe Crimson. That represents like 1,500 health on all their heroes.
Well, cannot stop the TP out of X-Nova, so he'll get to survive while FY will claim that mid tier 1 tower. Team Secret still hungry for kills.
Yeah. You got Necro 3 finished on Lyca, and this is LGD's timing, about as close to a power spike as you're going to get. They have Bloodstone finished now on Maybe as well. Like, this is go time.
It's before the next item of Nisha's arrived. Like, he doesn't have the Maelstrom up just yet, so he doesn't have that level of damage. And Zai, well, he's pretty tanky still, but can't share it. He's looking to finish the Crimson Guard. He'll have it in about 200-ish gold. So they look for the bounty runes.
You can watch, he just pops the Hood and walks straight up the high ground.
Looks like mid one actually didn't get the bottom bounty rune. It went the way of FY. FY, Chalice, and Name, they all managed to get the bounties.
Oh. The lead for LGD continuing to grow, but at the same time, this is where your peak strength. You know that Midas kind of puts you on a bit of a clock.
Yep.
They have the wolf creep. Love to see that. And I think Roche might be the right decision here.
Well, at least they know they're not going up against anything like an ES, like Echo Slam. There's no black hole. There's no instant initiation. They're going to burn a lot of mana to get through it. And so far, they're not going to use Shapeshift. Necrobook is on cooldown for another 7 seconds. They chip away, but then the Spark Rays start to arrive from Team Secret. And LGD think twice about it. Very easy scout out, and Team Secret was smoked up rate of 5, but then LGD, they're going to smoke themselves.
Oh, the Necro popped, but not smoked. This is a very easy move to read if you're Secret, and they're going to just bait Zai up in front. You don't care if he gets initiated on.
It is nighttime, however, so the Necro books, yeah, they've been popped, but there was no vision from Team Secret to see them yet.
But it did prevent them from going down the line they were thinking of, but that also could have just been Zai's body, who, as you say, Hood Crimson, you can't initiate on this target, and I love what Arcborn's doing. Yep. He placed them on the high ground. This is one of the big complaints players have, is that even while smoked, you pop these Spark Wraiths.
Yep. It actually went onto the exposed Necro book too, so at least on that front they can't complain.
Yeah.
But LGD, once again, they posture around Roshan. The Spark Wraiths are at the open pit. FY will have to tank that one up.
Yep, but they know Necro's used, and you can see that gold advantage from LGD just got cut in half over the last 2-3 minutes. Really nothing changed except Nisha got a few more Midases off.
LGD is backing out. You've already got X-Nova and FY moved up to the top lane. They need to add some momentum. Right now, Team Secret have been able to hold 5 players just around this Roche pit with no problem. Note too that Nisha, he finished up the Maelstrom, so at least got that for the fight, but he can't counter the split push. He can't put the clones out yet because the BTs are the next item in his progression.
Yeah, but still, Secret's doing such a great job just pressuring behind Zai. How do you go for this target?
Well, they're going to go in on top of the mid lane, but it's a hole on the Bristleback. He tanks through so much, he didn't even have the activatable of the Hood of Defiance up and running yet. Now he'll run down through the bottom river. Ame will look at him, but doesn't really feel like he can do much.
No, and bear in mind, Nisha's not there. He farmed the entire triple camp in the top Radiant Shrine area. He got a couple Midases off, and now he's farming another hard camp with his Necro books. This is 4-on-5 pressure, and still LGD just kind of pulled around the map because they don't want to lose this key objective in their mid tower.
Do you actually like him going in for the full Mjolnir as well instead of finishing the BTs next?
I think you can get away with it here. It's tough to split push in a game like this, I feel. There's so many ways LGD can take out your clone, and you need to be strong as possible to defend Roshan. I think you're trying to, you don't care if the game is slower, but your progression is not quite as fast as possible because you know LGD is the lineup that has more of a clock.
LGD have smoked up once again, 4 heroes only included, maybe is the only one not involved. And they're looking towards the bottom lane, looking towards potentially mid one who does not have a TP scroll. He's shooting up the lane. They put the sentry down. He's a little bit further away. If he stops to farm, he might be in trouble. Here's your jump. They get the avalanche off at mid one into Invis and over towards the trees. He's so fast, time lapse. He's kind of got to do it as they toss forward mid one. Can he get it off? Yes, he can. Back on down, but then the stun. Is it going to be enough? Mid one back into Shikuchi, continuing the run away from level 3 Necro books. That's all the vision they need. And X-Nova hit him with the fire spirit. That's where the burn is. But yeah, mid lane, mass TPs are on the way in. Zion is already there, and 4 heroes from LGD. They want this kill so then they can just move on towards Roshan. Zai, however, is the kill they really can't claim yet. And he even wants to global taunt them. Sure, why not?
Yeah, but it's all about where did mid one die. He's as far from Roche as possible.
That's really nice for Zai. He just picked up an arcane rune. They can't really do much more with it, however. The bottom lane's been pressured in by Ame. So TP down by Zai to work with the clone of Nisha.
That kill didn't do anything for LGD because it's where mid one's dying. He's away from any objectives, and Ame, sure, you can push that lane all the way to the tier 3 if you want, but you can't threaten it.
Well, they're coming to the tier 2 tower, and it goes Puppy up and down and dead. But then again, maybe there's a trade-off. Nope, Zai can't control X-Nova. Icarus dives away. Spirit Vessel wasn't enough more of a chip, but they can get Chalice. He'll move back past that top rune, but stunned up by Yapstor, tossing away at least some level of the damage, while in mid, FY is kept alive by this Sunray. Zai just tanked through it. 2 heroes down now. Ame trying to tip the balance, but the kick once again. Yapstor, how many times is he just going to stun lock up LGD?
This is a Crimson Pipe versus a team that has neither, Toby. Not only that, Secret's got a Spirit Vessel up, and
they're going for bounties now.
Take that 2 for 2. Game pretty much tied up at this point. Less than 1,000 gold separating these teams.
But Nisha's been farming for the last however many minutes uncontested. Yeah. Like he finished the full Mjolnir, and I was worried he wouldn't get to his BTs in time. No need to worry.
We saw this a lot in the EG Fnatic series where EG had a lead and it was solely the Arc Warden. And you don't necessarily know if it's enough, but after watching those games, I think we're all pretty convinced by now. Yeah, that 6-slotted Arc Warden, he uses a 10k lead to close out games.
Yep. We were still wondering, like, does Arc Warden get banned in the first 3? Is this something you want to commit for? Is this the type of Dota that you want to play? Because it seems like a lot of the teams, they're very happy to do it, especially the Western teams.
Yeah.
Let's just go for it. EG's been pulling it out.
The concern with LGD's lineup is that they want shorter fights. They need skirmishes, one quick kill into another, like we saw in that Radiant Jungle fight about 10 to 15 minutes ago. Secret, you have no issues with long engagements. Your damage is constant and steady as long as your heroes stay alive, and they're itemizing purely for survivability, and here comes Roche.
Yeah, they're doing it so quick, and LGD are out of position. X-Nova and Charles are not there ready to fight. They just bubbled it up, and Roshan comes down. Aegis gets into the hands of Nisha. Now you've got 3 Arc Wardens to deal with. Clone and Real, but mid, Yapstor just initiates forward. FY, he had the force up to get a little bit more distance, but it's difficult. The rocks keep dropping, and the Magnetize FY's ears ring all the way to the grave.
And Spirit Vessel, Earth Spirit damage. That's why Yapstor loves this hero so much. One of his trademark 3. They just keep running into the enemy jungle. Look at Ame.
Yep.
He's got a Shadow Blade though.
Ame is isolated. Do they actually have any level of detection as a sentry ward on Puppy? But you're pretty certain that Yamsar, after he finishes the Yule Scepter, should be buying up some dust.
Yeah, but you got all the Necro units and the HOD creep. That's as good as a hero kill.
Ame will TP back. Smoke and dust both purchased by Yapsor. They are going to continue the hunt.
Yeah. I'm concerned. Maybe it's Leshrac. He can output a ton of damage, especially when he gets that level 20, 50 Pulse Nova damage talent. It's just a concern. Like, it's going to take 5 to 6 seconds just to burn through the pipe. In that time, a third of your Lycan ult is already squandered. I mean, I just feel like they're going to have major damage issues, not to mention how hard it is for them to lock down Secret's heroes. They're all in on this idea that Chalice +1 is going to find an initial pickoff, and then they can chase for more. But Secret's not giving them that opportunity. They constantly place Zai between them and any sort of danger that PSG LGD might output.
Maybe LGD can then start playing for like the bigger team fights. Like Charles was actually tossing up between both the BKB, and now he's gone back in for a Silver Edge as his item pickup. I think he realizes too, he needs to be able to break the Bristleback. That's the only way they can try and negate his frontline presence. But if that happens, I wonder how long it's going to be before, like, does Mid-1 go greedy in his build and go only for himself, or does he actually even think about buying the Aghanim Scepter? If you can have that front liner that can just run up the hills, is this a sacrifice you're willing to make on your Weaver? Maybe
later. For now, I think his BKB queued up is the right option. It's just about your personal survivability. You can't lose a single core on Secret at the start of an engagement, and you don't want anyone to be a target for a tiny into Lesh stun combo.
Yeah.
And look at that, like, they're just so powerful. I don't know how if you can actually team fight into the Secret lineup.
LGD's going to attempt to at least go for a trade-off, so avoid the team fight. But hey, that's why you've got an Arc Warden clone. Gets Midas use as well as top lane defense, while Zai is the frontline warrior. Sees the TP coming in. That would be ballsy to complete from FY, but now he's stuck up on top lane. LGD do not have the numbers. Lycan is adding a lot of pressure towards mid lane. The tier 2 tower will fall, and Yapsor is already beginning his TP back. Same with the Arc Ward, so LGD looking to wrap up a couple of pieces if it's going to be possible. No way to get the stun onto Ame, so he'll be able to retreat back out again.
LGD doing a great job keeping the game equalized.
Oh, well, LGD, they're coming all the way down. Zai tossed up to begin with. He wants to keep fighting, looking towards maybe. He has BKB. Does he really want to burn it? X-Nova will create a little bit of space, just getting the sprites out, but mid-1, he is so fast when you've got that Chikuchi, and he's going in again, looking to go in deeper. The Spark Wraith that's going to actually go into Chalice. And looks like LGD for now are in safety, but Zai, he's closing up the gap by coming in on the side. And this is at the 30-minute mark. This is for the bounties.
Man, so great watching these core players. We saw a lot of abilities being saved, but I just can't believe that maybe held on to his BKB. Sees the Arc Warden clone coming in, but he's aware that Earth Spirit's middle, knows there's no real threat because there's no stun represented by Secret in his lane, and he just walks it off.
That's it's a well-read situation for LGD, but this is what we hope for coming into this series.
Yeah.
This
is quality Dota.
Yeah, this could easily be the grand final. Like, as far as the two best teams we've seen playing during this tournament, playing the most crisp, clean, and with a purpose Dota, LGD and Secret are #1 and #2. Chalice is looking for some kill. It's a clone, however, the time's out now. So nothing to be gained. But they do still reveal the fact that FY is up here.
Nisha just pulling further and further ahead of the game. Gonna go for a Manta here. Not something I saw a couple other Arc Wardens pick up, but it will just increase drastically his ability to split push lanes and add raw damage output to team fights, even if his real hero isn't there.
Great observer wards again from LGD, sees the TP over, and the aggressive move by Zai as well as mid one. That's why FY is able to TP back. Now it's back off cooldown. BKB completed for the Lycan. You got the sustain as well, trying to come in from FY. Have they actually got for, well, Chalice? He thought he could find a kill, but now there's multiple Arc Wardens there, and you don't want to go Nova, or do you? The stunt? Wow, maybe! They burn through the Aegis the Immortal. The Nova will crack before the Aegis the Immortal has completed his resurrection. They didn't get the extra stun in LGD.
Yep.
Is that what you wanted? It was nearing the end of the Aegis life.
The thing is, LG would have loved that fight where they the team with the Aegis, right? But Secret did such a good job guarding the pit that at a certain point, PSG, LGD, you just have to give up. And that great execution on the Arc Warden means absolutely nothing. And now they just push mid. Tiny's dead. No egg.
Yep. And how do you defend this? Like, without those big team fight abilities, you can at least slow it down, but I suppose you don't really slow anything down. Nisha's got the range, Nisha's got the clones. Nisha's even got the illusion rune to make it better. The other clone goes to defend bottom lane. So the side lane pressure, which may force Team Secret back, is just denied. And Secret keep the pressure up themselves, up to the tier 2 tower.
And you can't fight this if you're LGD.
Chalice, he's looking for the jump, but the bubble is up. FY is going to move over as well. They'll toss him back in. Mid one, time lapses off all the damage. You can decrepify him up, but Shikuchi available, and now the distance is created between Secret and LGD. The tier 2 tower on top will be denied, but that is the last remaining outer tower. Actually, no, we still have the tier 2 on bottom, but it's pretty close to death.
It just feels like the Arc Warden's net worth is just inevitably creeping upwards. It's like playing against Serral Zerg. You just know that at some point he's going to overwhelm you. Was behind, now nearing 4,000 gold ahead. I mean, how do you compete against Double Midas?
I really don't know. How does he actually itemize as well? Like, is there a point to building into the level 3 Necro books, or does he just look for that raw damage, replace the Aquila, and beat into LGD directly?
Yeah. I like the butterfly choice.
Bottom lane, maybe you're a long way out. You may need to use your BKB. Rolling boulder forward by Yamso. He's going to miss it, as he will burn the BKB and begin the TP. Team Secret, they have nothing to penetrate that immunity.
Yeah, and just bear in mind, Lesh is one of those heroes that does static damage in a team fight. You can't really buy any items that make you more powerful. You just have more propensity to like stay in fights, and you don't run out of mana anymore. But the Arc Warden is not the same type of hero, Toby.
Yep.
Every item he picks up will drastically increase the DPS, and it's doubled if there's a clone.
This is exactly what you were worried about. LGD, you know what they try and do. They try and go against the Arc Warden, they try and push, but the window is gone. The window is well gone. They cannot force the issue against Team Secret anymore, so they have to turn into superior team fight. They have to turn into superior damage. If they win one, they're still running a Lycan. He's really good at pushing down the lanes, but how do you win that team fight? Is it all on maybe? He's level 22. You're approaching.
It's not just maybe. I actually think a lot of the game is on X-Nova. Phoenix is going to be so key in this fight, especially when you get that level 3 egg. He needs to be on top of the Arc Warden as they initiate on Nisha to force the Secret heroes away so they can pick up that critical kill.
It just seems so hard to do. Like, if the Silver Edge gets completed over on Tiny, then maybe they can actually break through the Bristleback. But Nisha's a whole different problem. Because it's basically 6 Nishas every fight. That's a lot of Nisha. Dabsor and Zai under the cover of smoke are looking for a hunt, mid one. Claims the 35-minute bounty runes. In fact, Team Secret claim all 4 35-minute bounty runes. It's a good day at the office. 7.4k they get from the bounties to the 4.8k that LGD has managed to claim.
Look how confident Zai's playing middle. Bear in mind, the warding of LGD had spotted 3 heroes in other areas of the map, but they still don't feel confident initiating on Zai.
Well, how do they? Like anything you want to throw on him, he's still got Lotus Orb available. Then you can trigger the pipe and the Vanguard. That's so much life to survive with, and they're going to take next for a shot. LGD, Chalice, this is your moment, this is your day, and he's going to jump in, goes for the avalanche. Nisha's already got the Aegis achieves on the ground, but they turn around the fight. Here comes the Supernova, right in front of the pit. Side trying to get rid of it, but Nisha, he's just doing all the work from inside of his own home. Yes, ES will die. Puppy's the next chase down, but they haven't got any of the cores, and Puppy hides in the trees where HY said it was safe. Mid one's already with the double kill. FY draining out Sublime, but they know all they're going to do is just wait it out. FY going to get beaten to a pulp. They just rack and stack the damage while Nisha is hunting the bigger kill. It's maybe Yulceptor, send him up and towards the air, but when he drops, it's a long way down. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. LGD. In a world of hurt, X-Nova as Icarus died, so Zai shouldn't be able to control him, not unless Yapzor can hit the kick, but he will not be able to. But X-Nova, he doesn't have a way out, he doesn't have a TP scroll, so Zai's going to find him over on the side, and now X-Nova, yeah, you can Fire Spirit out all you want, Yapzor will roll in, and the kills start rolling all the way of Team Secret, who are coming down the mid lane.
And you can see the BKB timings. That was a decent egg from X-Nova, but Arc Warden has 2 heroes with a BKB along with mid one. That egg died in 2 seconds, and all of a sudden the teamfight of LGD goes out the window. Chalice has already blown his combo, and maybe just doesn't do enough damage. They saved him for last.
It really had to kick it off in the laning phase for LGD, but Team Secret, they've played it wonderfully. Arme trying to force back mid one. At least he's burned the mana off him. But Zai standing his ground. FY at least gets the nether ward back down again once more, but time lapse out any damage. You got Chalice, avalanche toss, looking for the kill on Yapzor, but Yapzor protected by the Glimmer Cape. He's got the distance, but then again, Arme's got the speed. Rolling boulder over the hill, the kick from Yapzor, and Zai tries to hold him in. Shapeshift, he'll finally get the kill at the very end of the Shapeshift, but Arme has to BKB. Looking for the regeneration of the Shrine, but Puppy, he's just so fat, blocks him, getting to the Shrine. Team Secret, they turn around. They want more kills just to go down the mid. Charles is nearby. This is the real Nisha. He hits the illusions out. But there are so many Spark Rays. It's a danger field. This is the real techies.
Oh, it might be even worse than techies.
There's nothing worse than techies. No, nothing better than techies.
Yeah, Ame, he has no buyback either. He bought a Hyperstone before that last engagement, and look at the damage output.
They just sustain. Walk inside the bubble. Zai doesn't really care. They throw down more of the race. They're going to take the top lane of Rax. 46 seconds without the Lycan. LGD can mount no defense that will repel Team Secret. Secret will leave of their own accord.
It just, this Arc Warden hero gives you so many tools as a drafter captain to win lineup. Like, the synergy between Ogre, Bubbles, Nuts, here's the Erosion initiation. You can see the LGD just get there late. That's a triple combo, that's great. But here comes Ame. He has 10 more seconds of real damage output. You can see the BKBs, immediately you identify the egg, that goes down. The Lotus to remove the Fire Spirit on Zai as well. He pops the cheese. Everyone's full health. And look at the BKBs, all of a sudden, maybe an Ame, you have nothing to do in a fight anymore and the rest of your team has gone down. You're forced to flee to the north side, but inevitably, you're going to get caught. Maybe goes down.
It's the ultimate scramble, right? Like LGD, you run to the south, you run to the north, but really there's no way to escape the Secret Walkers. They're all over you. And this is not the way LGD's lineup was meant to work. It was meant to be the initiate, blow up, and then push.
Bear in mind that this was the lineup they spent the last 4 days game planning to beat an Arc Warden with. And it doesn't even feel like they got close.
It really didn't. And you know, in game 2, the draft is going to drastically change.
I hope we don't see this hero given up anymore in this bracket stage. It just seems to give way too much. Risk-free lane shoving, like anti-gank landmines you can place on any choke point.
We are creating a mountain. There's all that advantage that LGD was working with that's just slipped away. A lane and a half of Rax fully down. A 6% chance for LGD, but it's more the swing. From the 33-minute mark to the 39, but this is what's happened in just 6-7 minutes. You go from 61% chance of winning to 94%. Like, right now you're hoping that the River card's going to hold something for LGD to get him back in. That's what maybe he's going to try and do. Yulceptor up, but Yapzor's got one of his own. Cancels the combination, but the BKB from maybe. He did get it off in the Nova. It's further down the hill. Nisha trying to get rid of it, but he can't actually get it through. But now, mid one can hit through the side. LGD, they put everything into this. Can they bring down Nisha? They can, but remember, Aegis of the Bloody Mortal. He's going to live through it. LGD are dropping like flies. This is really the game. LGD have no way out. Well played, good game. That is it for game 1, Team Secret. They waited out the LGD window and then they slammed it shut in their faces. 40 minutes, 43 to take game one.
It was very impressive, Toby. They understood their game plan. They played around the map so well, and they took their loss.